Hey, loves, and welcome back to Mirror Madness, where we blend real beauty with raw truths. I'm Koya, and today's episode we're going to be getting a little messy on purpose. Now, I want you guys to know that I sat down and I recorded this video, and when it came time for me to edit, my sound wasn't working. So I almost gave up, but it was an idea pitched to me to do a voiceover. So I'm going to talk about everything that I addressed in the video. It may not be word for word, but I want you guys to get this girl talk that I've been so anxious to put out this week. So today we're going to be talking about letting go of the need to be perfect. We always strive to be perfect with everything, including with makeup. We don't like to have a mistake. We don't like to have smudged eyeliner. And if something does not look right on our face, we are quick to wipe it off and start over or give up. Well, when I started doing makeup, I felt like it wasn't perfect, which it wasn't. If you all seen how I evolved over the time, when I first started doing makeup, it was not all that. I struggled badly. But I've gotten to the point now where my makeup is flawless and I still have imperfections on there. So if you're a girl like me, where if something isn't done, if your face isn't beat to the gods, you're going back in the house and you're wiping it off. Let's talk about why we do that, why we chase perfection so hard. I was like a kid who had got every grade except an F. And I was not a perfectionist. I would float through high school. I was just going through the motions in high school. So I wasn't really a person who tried hard for anything. I just did my work, and if I didn't get a good grade, it was what it was. But when I got to college, I started to realize that mistakes weren't allowed for me. And I felt like I needed to make sure everything was done correctly and done the right way, because if not, the whole plan was screwed up. And I feel like that's how most of us see life. We see it as if it's not done right the first time, it's not done. It's not how we want it. So we give up. We're not encouraged to keep going, because what we want to be perfect turned out to be a mistake or a failure. We don't look at failures as a road to success. Some of us look at it as a road to giving up. But if we don't make mistakes, how can we go back and critique our plan and make it better? I want y'all to know that perfectionism is a trauma response. It's not about being your best. It's about being safe. And you feel as though, I felt as though if I did it right, it was done. It was safely done correctly. I didn't have anything to worry about. And me being a perfectionist stressed me out. It still stresses me out, because to this day I am still a perfectionist. I want things done correctly, the right way, and I take it as a loss when it's not done right, and that's a trauma response for me. So let's talk about how it shows up in makeup. Let's relate this back to makeup. Raise your hand if you ever wiped off a whole face of makeup because one thing went wrong. Mine's is eyebrows. When the eyebrows weren't popping, I was wiping the whole face off and starting over, not realizing that I can go back in with my concealer and critique those eyebrows and make them better, make it jump. Now that I'm like, I want to say a veteran in the game, I know to go back and to take the concealer and shape them and fix them and make it look better. I don't have to wipe the whole face off. That's how we do with our plans sometimes. If something doesn't go the right way, how we expect it to go, some of us throw that plan in the trash, or we give up, or we feel disencouraged. Is disencouraged a word? Y'all let me know. Because I'm just making up words as I'm sitting in this closet recording. But it's like we're not encouraged to keep going, because it's like we need it for that to be perfect. We need it for that to be done the right way. We need it for ourselves to cross that I and to dot that T. I'm saying it all backwards. To dot that I and cross that T. But it's okay to fail and to go back and be like, oh, I should have done it this way. It's okay to have a little bit of a smudged eyeliner on when you outline your eyes. It makes the look natural. It lets you know, hey, I made a mistake, but I'm gonna rock with it. Because why? Mistakes are a part of life. We just can't not make mistakes. Sometimes, and this is true, I wouldn't feel content or go live or do anything social media if it didn't look just right. And that's not softness. That's not what I'm promoting for healing. That's fear. Fear of something not being done right and somebody pointing it out. That's a big thing. It's okay if they point that flaw out. Hey, it's okay. I made a mistake, but I'll grow from it. I'll learn from it and I'll go. The world paints this picture that everything needs to be perfect and done the correct way the first time. That's not how success works. Everybody who is successful had a failure and they had to go back and revamp or redo and figure out a way for it to work. We all need to be those type of people. In our healing journey, we're not going to do everything right. And we're not going to want to talk about everything or go back and revisit those things. I don't know where I was going with that. I just lost my train of thought. But still, we're not all going to want to do that. We have to be able to let go and realize that, hey, I made a mistake. It's okay. I don't have to be perfect. I have a question for you to ask yourself in the mirror. Do you realize that you don't need to be perfect to be beautiful? You're beautiful with every mistake, every flaw. It makes you who you are. I say failure helps develop character. What do you think? Letting go while getting messy doesn't feel good. It's the mixed emotions that we feel when we're letting go. It's like, oh, I want to hold on to this, but it's no, let it go. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it so perfect. Do your best. And what you fail at, go back and revamp it, redo it, revisit. That's all life really is. Life is us making mistakes and learning from them and going. With makeup, smudge some eyeliner or do a wrong color on purpose. This is a challenge for you guys. Get in the mirror and do something on purpose. And if it looks bad, still keep going. Trust the process. Because I know when I was doing some eyeshadow, and I can tell you guys, I was doing a horrible job, but I did not give up. I saw it all the way through, took pictures of it, and wiped my face off. Why? Because I knew one day I would master eyeshadow. Eyeshadow has always been my weakness, and I don't shine in it. But when I make a mistake, I have to see it through so that I can see what I did wrong and learn a better technique. See how makeup applies to life. It's so amazing. I really wish that the sound was working on my camera when I recorded so you guys could really hear what I'm talking about. Because I was going over some gems and I cannot remember word for word what I was saying. But makeup correlates with life so much. We all want to take our concealer and cover up things that we don't want to share. But it's best to take a makeup wipe and wipe it off and address what's underneath. In your life, take that makeup wipe and uncover what you have hidden deep underneath. No, you don't have to share, but you should write it down. And not writing down like an easy journal. How did I feel today? What was I doing today? Did I have a good day? What am I grateful? No. I need for you to dig deep. Dig deep and figure out who you are. Get to the core of you. You ever see the candy? How I want to say it's the little strawberry candies that our grandmoms always had at church. And you would suck it and then it would get so soft to the point where the gooey stuff will come out. Okay, imagine your outer shell is that hard part and you need to get to the gooey, the core of who you are. You need to get through that hard piece of candy to figure out who is in the center. Like that Tootsie Roll Pop, the commercial with the owl, and he was like, how many licks will it take for me to get to the center? How many exercises will it take for you to figure out who you are? How much self-work will you need to do to figure out who you really are? That gooey center, that lovable center, that person that you are hiding. How much work will you have to do to get there? Your work is not going to be perfect. You need to let go and get messy. Get messy with yourself. Feel every emotion and ride it. I guess right here I'm having a moment where I'm laughing, but I cannot remember what I was laughing at. I think I was excited that my makeup was coming out really nice. But yeah, and I did talk about advice in here. I feel like this session is not me giving you advice. It's me talking to you and sharing like things that I went through and coming up with like a whole summary to share with you. But I'm the type of person where if you want advice, I always ask, are you talking to me because you want advice, or do you need a listening ear? People can always listen to you without giving you feedback. And if you ever need feedback, they can provide that. It's all a part of healing and letting go. I want you to think when you're doing something, I want you to say this to myself. I'm doing this today without fixing every little mistake. And guess what? It's still working out for me. In the makeup world, I would say, I'm doing this look today without fixing every little mistake. And trust me, I messed up on my eyeshadow. That's why I keep adding more to it. Guess what? I'm still cute. I'm still worthy. And I'm still showing up for myself. I didn't quit with that orange. I didn't quit. I kept going in and kept doing it. It still looked a little rough when I got finished. But I still looked cute. The point of this video was to show you that not everything has to be perfect. You can still rock it with some imperfections. And I am still rocking that orange shadow. I felt like we needed this talk today to vibe, to wind down for this Sunday, because it's the end of the day, and to get ready for our Monday, to start off on a good foot. I am so glad to have you here, and I hope you stay. If you're new here, I forgot to say, hey girl, hey. And if you're just popping in, I'm glad you stopped by just to have some girl talk with me. I do have, I'd say, a call to action, what I want you guys to do. So after I say this, I want you to pause and go in the mirror and say to yourself, what if I didn't have to be perfect to be beautiful? What if showing up exactly as I am is more than enough? And I want you to take a deep breath. How are you feeling? You need to be able to address yourself in the mirror. Remember, you don't have to be perfect to be beautiful. You can be a hot mess like me, and I am gorgeous. I show up for myself. You are showing up for yourself. I'm just so glad that we're having this weekly talk. I may sound a little all over the place, but I'm just so miscombobulated because my sound wasn't working and I put in so much effort. But as you can see, I went off camera and I put my eyelashes on and some lip gloss, and it's nothing new. And I did my hair again because it fell out. The rubber band burst while I was on camera. But I just want to say to you, if you're battling perfectionism, I want you to try one thing this week. Post a picture, even if your hair is frizzy. Wear the outfit, even if your belly shows. Show up for yourself. Not polished, just present. When you show up for yourself, you feel so much better. And now I guess I'm getting ready to wrap up. Hear what I'm saying. And I was dropping some really good gems and I'm just so upset about it, but it's okay. Next week will be better. There will not be an issue with sound. But I hope you guys enjoyed Mirror Madness. I'm so glad that I have all 50 of you viewing, 54 of you, 57. And I'm thankful for my 230 subscribers. I want you to discover you while we have our Mirror Madness talks, while we have our girl talks, while we get to it. Okay? Don't forget to subscribe and share this with somebody who's obsessed with being perfect. And make sure you tag me in your perfectly imperfect looks. Let's heal and glow together. And I'm pretty sure I'm getting ready to say that I'm grateful for you all. And I want you guys to go outside and touch grass. Until next Sunday at 7, see you guys later.